Hello. Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, just give me a little hi. So I know you're there. And if you can hear me, that would be great. Hello, Debbie. Can you hear me okay? Fabulous, thank you. So, hi. Just waiting for a few people to... Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you, Debs. Oh, Debbie, sorry. Just in case you don't like being called Debs. Just waiting here for a few more people to jump in and join us. Oh, thank you. I just wait for a few more people. So saying as you come in, just say hi. Oh, it's not, Debs, it's not a image to buy. It's a freebie with no royalties. So it's free royalty, and the link that I've attached to the Colouring for Fun monthly challenge is where it hi Denise, is where you can get that picture from. So it's not, to my knowledge, I don't know if it has a real stamp. I just know it's a digi stamp, a digital stamp that you can download and print, which is what I did with this one. Just give people a few more minutes to jump on. Because you'll see usually I'm here dead on if I can. Then it gives people, if they're doing something just before, they can jump in if they're not there for dead on 2 o'clock. So that's why I do this. So if you're around, you can join. If you're just doing something, then fine, as I say. It's not one of those teaching ones when if you don't come in on time, I've got the ruler waiting for you. Oh, I wonder if anybody can remember those days. I just miss those days. My cousins and my family and friends who are just older than me remember, very kindly remember. They tell me all about it. So I'll just give 1 more minute. So 5 past. So as I said, if it's just the two of us, then hi Debbie. Oh, sorry, you said, I just realised, Denise. I was thinking, oh, is that the same person? Hi Terry. Hey Terry. Lovely to see you. I said 5 past, a few more minutes. Well, 1 more minute, and we'll start. And then people can come in and join us as they go along. Hi Ruth. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. That's great. So, um, let's get started. So I've left this in view. Um, oh, I'm glad Terry you can make it as well. That's fantastic. Um, so the what I've done is I've left this in view so that you can see the colors. You'll see that I've added lips, and I didn't say anything about lips in the post. But what I thought is, if we've got time, and if you're near your pens, then you can quickly whip it out, or you can come back to it a bit later because you'll see it's pretty straightforward, and you probably could have worked it out yourself. So we're going to be using the BG1, BG7 and BG9. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this where I can see it, so I can say the right names of the numbers of the pens. Again, if I don't say it or I miss it or you didn't quite catch that, please say so in the comments and I'll repeat it. So I've got my rough piece of paper ready. I hope everybody's got that, because we're going to clean our pens as we go along, because to do this, especially the face, we really need to make sure our pens are clean between doing laying down our colour, so that we get the purest colour as much as possible. The other thing that I've got is my palette, and you'll see that I'm actually using the lid. One, because it's much easier for me in the small little space I've got to craft. I'm sure a lot of you recognize that area. Big table, I've only got a small little area of the square to work from. So I'm going to use the lid. It's just as good, as you'll see, as well as if you've got your Milo. Doesn't matter if you're using your glass mat, whatever is comfortable in that, you know, that you find near to you. And what I'm going to sort of show you is that we're going to work around on the face. If you remember, I post this, but we're going to concentrate on the face, working on seamless blending. And as I said, if we've got time, we'll do her lips. And again, fingers crossed, if we still got time, I'm going to show some of the strands of hair using the same BG1, BG7 and BG9. So you don't need to scramble around looking for the colours that I've got here. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side, and this is what we're going to be colouring, as I've been saying. We're going to colour her face in, and a lot of the techniques that we're going to be doing is, as I was saying, the pick up colour from our palette, and we're going to do some pen to pen. They're nib to nib, sorry. They're the ones that we're going to focus on to give her the softer look, because when you put the pen directly onto the image wherever you cut, it makes it more depth, and you have to work a bit harder to smooth it out. So not to say it's easier smoothing out, but it just gives that lighter feel to it. So we'll see as we go along. So I'm picking up the lightest colour, which is BG1, and what we're going to do is to lay down our BG1 all around her face, and very slowly. As if you're new to this, then you'll see that I don't rush it. If I am rushing, stick it in the comments. I will slow down, or even, you know, no problem, we'll slow down, wait a little moment so that you can catch up. And the other thing, if you're new, if you need me to zoom out, zoom in, to help you see what I'm doing, then please tell me in the comments and I'll do it. Because it's not just about me sitting here and having a great time, it's about all of us. So again, as I was saying, I'm going to take my sorry, I got the wires, BG1, and I'm going to lay it down. So you'll see me do some pushing up. I find it also, I know that when we were doing the mushrooms, we're doing dots. The other thing that you can think about trying is doing sort of flicks and pulls, so that, or even, so if you do the flicks and the pulls like that, right to the edge, or you can do small little circles like that, and think about it pushing up. So you might want to go this way around and pushing up to the edge with the tip of your pen, like so. So I'm going to keep going. All the way around. You can see that I'm using the smallest amount of circles, and every time I do the circle, I'm making sure that I go over where I've laid the colour down. So I said we're going to do the whole of the face, and do what I forget to do, and breathe. And also, if you're like me and you just sort of forget about it, and you sort of holding the pen like this as if somebody's going to take it off you, just relax. I tend to do that, and I don't realize I've done that until I'm thinking, why am I gripping this thing so hard? I remember some of you saying that that happens to you too, isn't it? I do love doing this. Nice little me time. And I do enjoy doing these with you. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, that's the other thing. If that happens, come just stop, wiggle your fingers, stay there for a little while and then go in again. Don't force it if you're getting hand cramps. It's like when I don't know if some of you, I remember learning how to type with the old typewriter, not these wonderful new keyboards we've got. And even with these keyboards, my hands would seize up as well. So you have to stop and massage your hand, do what you need to do so that you feel comfortable. There's no point continuing if it's causing pain. Take the time out that you need. Because remember, you can go over, okay, it goes a tone down, but is it the end of the world? No, it's your colouring. Yeah, I used to get that with playing the piano. I don't know if I've told everybody this thing, but it's quite funny. Years ago, I used to play the piano and got all the grades and all of that. But what was funny was that I used to have private lessons, and when I went to the private lessons, my left hand, because it was caught in the umbilical cord, gets cold really quickly, especially in the winter. The rest of me is warm, and this thing, this left hand, would be freezing. So that would stop me from playing the piano because I couldn't stretch. I can't stretch that well anyway because of the hand, which is fine, got a way around it. But if the keys themselves are cold, my left hand would just seize up and I can't play. So what used to happen is that when I used to go to my lessons, you see I'm just pushing up on the side here and curling. Try curling as well. A bit of dotting, whatever you feel comfortable doing. So when I used to go to the lessons, he used to put the gas heater, the one of those ones that stand alone. It just shows you how long ago I went for these. And he would put it in the room, and he would be sat there in his shorts and t-shirt, just so that I could play the piano. So that was good of him. He didn't have to do that, but yeah, just so that I could. It was shorts and t-shirt. And sandals, I forgot to add. So you can see I'm still very slowly going around her face. Just so that we've got the base. And as I was saying before when we first started with the mushroom, don't worry about it drying. Just take your time and colour it in, because I find that quite, depending on what you're doing, you could do parts of it, which I will do at some point actually. Probably I might do probably the leaf or something like that comes on later in the course. There is an autumn leaf and I find it easier to go in parts, which I can't remember. Somebody can remind me if they've got that far in the course, if Mel in the training videos actually do show you to do that. I can't remember, but definitely when I'm doing things like that, I will break it down and, as I say, not worry about it drying, because that's the wonderful thing about these pens. It will wake up that area, as you'll see, where we've coloured in already and it's dried. Okay, so as you're looking around and you see some areas that you think, oh, I've missed there, just go in, give a little cover, a little dot, and when you're happy with it, hope everybody's okay. I'm now going to do a pick up colour to colour. So I'm going to start with my mid colour, which is my BG7, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that BG7 in my left hand, and obviously if you're right left-handed, you do it in the other hand, and I find it easier to hold it flat in my hands, and I've got my hand actually resting on the table. You may find it easier to hold it this way. Doesn't matter, it's whatever is comfortable. And the reason why I mention this is that I always try to keep onto one side when I'm doing this, because it helps when you're cleaning it out. I'm not going to worry about the lighter colour because we're going to clean it out completely. So just before we go on to this, I just want to explain that we are always going to, with this, pick up with our BG1. So if I say pick up some BG7, which we're going to do here, I do mean, even if I don't say BG1, I'm always saying you're picking it up with the BG1. So we're going to do that now. And when I'm doing it, I'm going to do the smallest amount, tiny like this, so that you see I'm just going into the dark areas, because we are looking now to see where the shadows area are. And you'll see that I keep going until the pen doesn't look like it's got any more of that colour in. I find it's better to do that because then it's not as dark, because you're laying down lots of colour. Unless that's what you want, then that's fine. So we're going all the way around the edge with this. And you can see I'm going from side to side. It's up to you. You might want to go all the way down one side, round, and up the other side. I have no preference, to be honest. I'll do it like this today, and tomorrow, or even later on, I might think, you know what, I just want to do this element. Or start here, or whatever. So, as I was saying, just to remind you, is that I'm pushing, I hope you can see that, I'm actually pushing into the area, so I'm going right up to the edge. So I'm still doing the circles, but it's more of a half a circle, like so. And you can see I'm not going very far out, because you'll see the more you sort of do these live shows with me, live shows, I think I'm on TV, don't I? You'll see that I tend to do that because I find that it's much easier to start with a small amount than have too much, and then you've got to work harder to push it back. Not to say you can't do it, but I find doing it this way gives more control. Yeah, and you can do dots, remember, squiggles like this. So I'll show you on this side. I'm doing a little bit of squiggle. As I said, there's no right or wrong way it's just looking at what you want to do and how you feel is the best way of doing it. And also you might have a technique that you use. Share it, please, so that, you know, that's the whole point of these as well, is that we're learning from each other. That's why I love it so much, because we've all got ideas and ways that we do stuff that somebody else might find it useful to do, or use rather. See, I'm going right around the bottom of her chin, because our faces sort of are not flat. They've got a bit of shape to them. So you'll see here I'm not going around to the top, because then it gives me a bit more time to think about how I want that to be shaded onto the skin. So see, I'm not doing that bit, and I tend to, because of that reason. It just makes it easier if I change my mind, because I've seen the rest of how it's been coloured. And now you can do what I'm doing now, is just using the same BG7, picking up some BG7 with our BG1, and going into places where I feel that it needs more of the colour, or I've missed a bit. It happens, not the end of the world. We just go back in and fill it in, don't we? Like so. There, you can see that's slightly getting a bit darker. So there's no rush to do this. We'll just take our time. You can see I'm going back over it, because I think I want it to be a little more darker. But you can see I'm pushing in. I hope you can see that I'm actually starting from the outside and pushing in a semicircle. And dot and pull in. And you can see I'm moving around, so I hope you are as well. You're looking at your face that you're colouring in, and you're moving around as you feel. I'm going to make down here a bit more shade with this. We are going to go in with the darker, the BG9. I just want to work this a little bit more. And when we come to the eyes, we'll do it as we go along the eyelids. And the eyelashes, they have shadows because of the lashes, if you think about it in that way. So I will be going with my BG7 or pickup to do this. So I'm not going to do that now. And again with hair, I tend to look at how the whole thing balances out, and then I go in to do even around the mouth and that. I tend to wait until that. You may feel comfortable going straight in. It's up to you. As I said, it's your colouring. See, I'm just making it slightly more darker around here because I think it needs it. See, I've missed the edge here. So I'm pushing up, little flicks. That's the other one, little flicks. Okay. Right. I'm going to move on to cleaning our pens, and then we're going to pick up with our BG9. So first of all, we're going to clean it. So I'm going to clean it with everybody. Oops, so you can see until you get the colour back. Now don't press in, because otherwise you're taking away all the ink that's in your barrel. So just gently, especially with the BG1 that we're picking up with, make sure that we've cleared that, because we don't want to contaminate this. And because we've only used it on one side, wiggling it around, and because we were quite gentle doing so, it shouldn't be too bad to get rid of the BG1 from it. So I'm picking up the BG9, and again we're going to be using our BG1 to pick up the BG9, and we're going to find out where we want the darker areas to be. So I'm looking down here, and I definitely feel that I need to be careful of what I do down here. So I'm going to pick up again some BG9 with my BG1, and I'm going to just see I'm stroking again, little circles if you find it easier, sort of crescent circles, dots. You can do all of those at the same time. Strokes, whatever you feel works for you and gets you right into those edges, like so. And you can see I'm not coming too far forward either. I'm trying as much as possible to stay here. And if you're covering the BG7 that we've put down, it doesn't matter, because remember we're using it to help us work out where the shadows are. I tend to use the mid color as where I want to state where I want where I want the shadows to be. And if you're using more than one color, or shadings I should say, then pick the next color down. That's usually the way around that. And try as much as possible not to go onto a hair, but you can see that I have gone onto a hair, but I'm not going to worry about that because we can push that out. And anyway, you would colour over it as you're going along, so I wouldn't worry about it, but try as much as possible not to do so. So I'm thinking in layers as well. So we'll go back, just going back up here, we'll go back and go over these as well. Because I was thinking that, oh, I'll fit the hair in as well. And then I thought, no, I won't. Because I will want to take as much time. As I said, I prefer to do the hair on another session rather than rush it. So again, we can take our time to do so. See, I'm pulling out some of that dark. Yeah, pulling it out a little bit there. But I still want to be careful. And because this area here, I can see that her hair is over that bit, I'm going to put some more dark into that area, because the hair seems to be really covering that bit. And as I said, I'm only picking it up very lightly. Let me leave it like so, and we'll come back. I'm going to leave down here. I'm not going to put any dark. So don't worry if you have already. That's what the BG1 is there for. You can lighten that area up and it'll just look like a more of a shadow. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lay down some colour onto our palette. Now I'm going to show you the tip that I do. So the two colours that we're going to put onto our palette is the BG7 and the BG9. And again, we're still going to be using our BG1 to do all the hard work. So as we know, I do it, I still do this, put the wrong pen cover on the wrong pen. So I want to show you something that, let's move this out of the way so that I don't dirty it whilst I'm showing you this. What I tend to do is I always make sure that the cap is on the right pen. Now I have to think of if I'm using the brush end, the chisel end always stays on. Okay. If I turn and I want to use the brush end, the chisel part stays on. And that helps me, and I tend to take my time when I'm thinking about it. Okay, I still get it wrong sometimes, but hey ho, we're all human. But I use that as a help. So the other thing is I will click it. So you can see it's been well loved, my pens. I'm going to push it in and it clicks. I don't know if you heard that, but it clicked. And then the other one, doesn't matter which one you pick up, it's the BG7 and the BG9. There, clicked into space. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our chisel end to lay down the color on our palette. So what I'm going to do is to open it up. That's our BG, which one have I got here? BG9 I've just opened up. As I said, it doesn't matter which way you open it up, but it will matter which way you put it down, because it will help with working out the two colors, because you're about to see they're quite close to each other. So I'm just going to open the chisel end of the BG7. Now it's up to you which way round you want to do this, but you might want to follow it the way that we're doing it for today, and then you can change it round. So what I mean by this is that I'm going to put the BG7 down on one side, and I'm going to put the BG9 down on this side. So with the chisel edge, because BG7 is my lighter color, I'm going to put it down here. Now you can see, you can barely see it on the screen. So this is why I'm saying when you're doing these colors, try and keep them in the order that you think you're going to use them, because then you get used to what the area, what order you want to use them, or even put a piece of rough paper or card and do the same. Just mark it down that way, so that and put the number on it and the same order you've got it on the palette. So if you forget which one, you can look at your sheet and put it against that. So that was our BG7. I'm going to straight away close that end, and because I want to use the chisel end, I'm going to pull the chisel end out straight away. And then now what we're going to do is do the same thing with BG9. We're going to rest this down. Now I'm going to put it to this side of the my BG7 that I've just laid down, and just a little bit, because we can always add. And remember, when you go back in, it will wake itself up. So again, clicking that back in and opening up the chisel edge, so it's ready. So I'm going to go back to the drawing, or colouring I should say, and let's just make sure it's in the space. So let's see, Caroline. Oh, yes, it is. I'd never used a plastic either, Caroline, until I started using these pens. I knew, because I was new to all of this, and I didn't realise that I could use a piece of. I know it sounds like really, but I didn't know. So I didn't know to use it. So it's quite good to find this out for picking up colours, not just on on other things. So that was really good as well. So what the next bit that we're going to do is, I said we're going to do some picking up from our palette. It's going to be a bit difficult for me to show you both, but I'll try first of all to show you, don't know, yeah, that's better, isn't it? How I'm picking it up. So remember, I'm using my BG1, always using my BG1, and what I'm going to do is, sorry, so it's just come up on my screen, there we go. What I'm going to do is to pick again the smallest amount, like this. Yeah, you'll hear it squeaking. That's just a matter of the two materials coming together. And what I'm going to start doing now is to look at blending these areas in, doing so. And you can see I'm using some, try not to go right up to the edge, and just start softening it up. Again, if you see it and you think, oh, those edges are too hard, pick up some more of the BG, let's do it like this, BG7 from your palette, and go in like so. You might even want to, because remember I can't see your colouring, so you can see obviously what you're colouring in. So I'm just going to give you another tip. If you're looking at here and you think, oh, it's still not quite smooth, go in and pick up some of your BG9 and try working it in. I'm trying as much as possible not to push down the pen, because remember, when you do so, it wastes a lot of your ink. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's work our way around. You look at your edging, and what we're going to do is use the pickup to try smoothing out these areas. And you'll start to see there, can you see I'm starting to push back some of the darker colour as well, which is fine, because it's showing the shadow actually going, the hairs making that shadow, that depth. So that's fine. That's what we want. We want to show the depth. So, and again, we can go back in. You can see I'm picking up different colours. I'm using the same techniques as we've been doing. And as you probably can hear, I'm not saying which colour I'm picking up. That's because you'll be doing the same. You'll be looking, and you'll be looking at your colouring, and you'll be deciding yourself which one you want to sort of pick up. As I said, there's no right or wrong. It's just having a go. And maybe you can do this more than once. Right, I'm going to go back up here. As I said, there's no right or wrong way. You can go down here. I'm just going back up here. Just doing a little pull in. Little circles. You can see sometimes I'm using the circles. Yeah. So has anybody got a hot drink whilst they're doing that? I forgot to get mine. I'm going to be honest. I forgot to get myself a hot drink. I usually like to sit here, a hot drink. Can't have a bicky or anything like that, because all you'd hear is crunching. And I'm sure that would be annoying, but right. I'm going to start thinking about this area here. So I'm trying to make the top part dark for now. Oops, sorry. Let's see, make sure you can see. For now, just a little bit darker. going to leave down here. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to create the shadow, but I want to concentrate on this area here, making sure that it's dark, or darker than the others. You can see I'm doing a bit of flicks. Now and again I might do a bit of dotting, or I might do a bit of wiggling, pulling. And I'm doing it all at the same time. Yep. Let's do a little bit more on this side, I think. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down more colour on my palette. So just so that I've repeated it again, I'm going to pick up my BG7 to begin with, click in the brush edge, turn it around, pull out my chisel edge just to make sure that I know where it goes, and this time I'm going to do it once at the same time. So I know that this side is my lighter side, my BG7. Then I'm going to push it in, click it, it's into place, and open the chisel edge so it's ready for me to use. And then I'm going to do the same thing, push in my chisel and the top for it, click, turn around, get the chisel edge end, open it up, because I just find it's easier, because the chisel edge is nice and flat, isn't it? So it's much easier to lay down that colour. And then same thing again, put it over, once you hear that wonderful click, and then I'm going to open the other side ready to go. So again I'm going in with my BG1, that's going to be our main colour. And this is why I say use when you're using it, don't press it in, because even when we're doing this, because you will use a lot of your ink up. And you'll see here I didn't say anything about going in and cleaning the BG1. It's because then I can use the colour that's on there to do some more shading and pull it out like this. So you see I'm just doing little circles and I'm pulling it out. Circles, pulling it out. See, I've gone over a little bit by her eyebrows there, or eyelashes I should say, and I'm pulling it out in small circles. Remember, always start from the edge of where you want to add that circle, so then it blends over and you're bringing it out like so. There's a time when later on in one of these sessions we're going to do some dotting, pointillism is what I'd like to do, because as well you can get the texture and it looks blended. You can still do that, which is quite interesting and quite exciting actually. So you can see I'm gradually bringing this into the center. I'm keeping in mind as well here, because I want some of this to, when it's dry, look lighter. So I'm trying as much as possible not to come in any further, unless whilst I'm doing, I think, you know what, that bit can come in a bit more. And up here. See, there needs a bit more. So what I'm going to do at this point, let's go back to our nib to nib. And the colour I've picked up is, let me just see and make sure, nope, I picked up the wrong one. Typical. I want my BG7, not my BG9. So let's pick up our BG7 and nib to nib, putting the colour down around the edges with our BG1. I'm now going to start thinking about the shadows here and the shadows down here. It just shows you how much time you can take doing this. We've been colouring the face for about 45 minutes. And we haven't finished. And this is what is good about this. Don't feel that you need to complete it quickly. You know, you can do it in parts, in layers, as we've been doing it here. And I know that some of you, this is how I am sometimes. Don't have the patience. I want it done now. The way I get around it is, I want this bit to look really nice. And you just work on that bit looking nice and then, oh, I want this bit to look really nice, and you start joining them up that way. You see, I'm still on the BG7, picking it up with my BG9 and bringing it down. Now what I'm going to do a bit now is to work the colour out from there. So I'm going to clean my BG1 so that we've got the pure colour to do this, because we're going to start the blending on the edges so that they are softer. So now, still using the circular, the smaller circular motion, and I'm going to start working it out a little bit like so. Because then you'll see if you need to do some more pickup. And I'm pulling it, you can see I'm going right from the edges because that's where I want it to blend, because I want the shadow to finish there. Or if I feel I've pulled it out too much, I can do the circles inwards, and that will push that bit of colour back in, or shade or shadow back in. You can see that I'm tending to do the small circles in the direction that I want to go. Or, you know what, it doesn't matter. If you prefer to go in one direction the whole time, then fine. I sometimes find myself doing that, and sometimes I just don't. I do this. I flick out a bit. And sometimes when you're doing something, so you can see on this eyebrow here, I'm doing the same thing. I'm thinking about, I'm pushing the colour in to bring it out. So that will help with it. Do a few dots, a few wiggles if you've missed areas. See, I'm starting to think about her makeup. I'm going to do a pick up a little bit here. Because when you pick up pen to pen, it makes it darker. And when you pick up from your palette, it makes it more subtle. You can see I'm picking up as well. Do the same as you're going round and you think, you know what, I want to pick up a bit more of that. I've still got my I've still got my BG7 in my hand doing this. You see it's getting a bit darker. And when it does that, I'm going to go back in, and I've done that, I'm going to go back in and clean the pen out, because I want to, as much as possible, work with the natural colour, the real colour. Because we're soon going to be blending it all straight through. You see it's becoming a bit more blended in there. It just takes a little patience. I'm going to pick up my BG7. That's what I'm doing here. I'm pulling it out. I want down here to show as if it's a bit more rounder. So if you've done the mushroom, it's the same principle. You can see I'm doing little flicks and rolling flicks and a few dots, and I'm going to go here. Same thing, I want that little corner here to show some more depth. Just need a bit more there. There we go. Can you see, because I picked up more, it made that area darker without having to pick up my yes, that's right, BG9. All these numbers. Took me a while to even remember my mobile number, so you know. Almost had to practice that. Anybody else like my mobile number? Let me look for it. That's how I was. I had to write the thing down until I got it in my memory. Just making around here a bit more darker. And you can see I'm still only not using the BG7 to make these areas darker. Oops, keep missing it. There we go. Well, let me put it in sight so you can see how I'm picking it up. Yeah. See, I'm going round, thinking now about her eyelids. You see I'm pushing in on our eyelids there. I'm going to do the same over here. Picking up a bit more colour. See, I'm doing the stripes, but we're going to soften that with the circles in a moment. See how we do for time. Yeah, we're good. Alright, so I'm going to put down, clean first, clean my pens. Make sure I've got the pure colour to work with on both of them. Clean them out. Even if you can't see it, it's a good habit to clean them out, because it's still there. So now what we're going to do is now we're going to start thinking about bringing the shade in and colouring all of these bits. So I'm now going to get my palette with the two colours, reminding myself that this side is my BG7 and this side is my BG9. So what I'm going to first of all do is work from down and work my way up. So if you look at the lips, you can see that it should have a little shadow down here. So what I'm going to, in the top here, so we're going to focus on the lips. So what I'm picking up here is my BG7, my BG1. Remember, we're always using the BG1 as our laid down colour. And I'm going to go around the edges here slightly, pick up a bit more. And do it. Actually, we might just do the shadowing of her nose, that will. Yeah, I'm just going to do a few more dots. Actually, I'm going to go with my BG9, pick up a little bit of that, and just do down here with a bit more depth, I think, just underneath here. Oops, can you see? Sorry about that. Hope you saw that. So I'm going again. BG9 with my BG1 and just put a little bit down here. And I'm going to do the same up here. So picking up my BG7 and do a bit here. Looks like she's got a moustache now. Okay, and then we're going to do the bit of the nose, picking up BG7 again, and I'm going to do a bit of the nose like so, just around it, like so. And here I think I'm going to add a bit more of my BG9, like so. Right, again we're going to clean out our BG1. You can see it's got some of that colour in it. See that? So we do need to make sure that we clean it out. And this is, since I'm gently, there we go, I'm gently pushing it, otherwise I'm putting all the colour onto my rough bit of card. Right, so now, as I say, we're going to work here. So we're going to go from down here and in small circles bring it up. I know we've got 4 minutes left, but hopefully we can continue finishing off just this bit together, because literally we're nearly finished. Can you see I'm doing some strokes as well to try and pull that out so that it comes together. You see, we're nearly finished her face, so if you're able to stay around and finish it, that'd be fantastic. I think we'll be roughly about 5 minutes over. So I'm really, the other thing I should mention, sorry that I didn't, is that if you're not sure if you're pressing down too hard or not, just bring your pen down, and as soon as you touch the paper and you pull it up, that is the pressure, your pressure, and it needs to be the lightest of pressure. So again, if you're not sure, put it down like this, like I've done it, and then work it back in. Just any time you feel that you're pushing down too hard, relax. That's the first thing, and then try using that method, because it also could mean that you're starting to squeeze the pen. I do love doing this. Does anybody else colour with other things? I like using pencils. Some of you, that's been a while, you'll know that I've been trying to use charcoal. That's my other one I'm trying to use. I haven't been back there for a little while. But I was thinking the other day that I will try it. And somebody mentioned to me crayons. I thought, blimey, yeah, that's another good one, isn't it? I haven't used that since school. Can you see I'm still doing the same thing? I'm still pulling it out and doing the smallest of circles till I can see it blending in like so. And I'm still making sure that this all blends in. Yeah, even though I've been around them, still want to make sure that it's blending in good. This is the only time that you really need to think about not moving fast, but be aware that you need to keep going as much as possible whilst the ink is still damp rather than wet. Because it's easier at that point to get the the inks to coming together like so. Can you see that? That's coming together. You can see I've gone over a little bit of where the last place I've put down shading. And you can see, even though I'm moving a little bit more faster, not that much, but it's a little bit more faster, I'm still using the smallest amount of circles to ensure that I get that blend. And here, just going to pull it down a little bit like so. You can see my nib is just pushing down slightly, not too much, just to help it pull out, and then I'm going to blend that through like so. Let's bring that in. See, that's all you need to do, very lightly. Turn, mix, like so. Now I'm looking at her eyes and a bit here where we've blended, and I just want to use only from my palette, because remember, it makes it lighter and not so harsh. So I'm going to pick up some of my BG7 and just go in. I'm just dotting here. Just to give it that little depth. Might want to go in for my BG9. Just do the same thing. And I'm going to go across BG7 just to start it off. Don't want to go in too dark, just start off lightly. And then BG9. Then BG7, I'm going to do her eyelids. I almost forgot what they're called. Our eyelids, just to bring that in a bit on the top of them. And do the same on the other side, just to make sure that I'm happy. You do the same. You can see I'm moving from side to side, because the other thing is thinking about the balance of the two, and keeping in mind which one's going to have more of the shade than the other. So I'm thinking of her head is tilting in this way, so her hair is going to have the shadow here. If you feel it's the other way around, it's your colouring, but for me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking the hair is going to be falling down on this side, so therefore the shadow is going to be more here. So last bit, I'm just going to clean this out completely. Let's see if we can squeeze in doing her lips. Hey, let's give her some lippy. So I'm just going to bring that around slowly like so. And then the other trick is, as you're going along, pull your pen up like so, and that also helps with the blending. So I'm going around here and lightly, and I'm lifting my pen up like so. And there. Just here. If you get bits like that, you can try pulling it in, like I'm just doing it here, and doing the same thing. See, it's blending quite nicely. Right, we have 1 minute after the 5 pass I said. 5 minutes, so that's cool. I'm basically going to put her lippy on like I put mine, slap it on. So I don't know if anybody else is like that. I have no Debs, like mine too. I've like, I can't be bothered for dyeing. Leave it natural. I'm starting to get my golden strips, you know. Oh, titanium. I mean, let's think. What sounds really expensive? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my number 4 and I'm going to go around the edging first, like so. Like this. Just trying, you can see I'm just stroking. And I'm going to put in a little bit like that. I'm still going to go over it with my number 5. So let's pick up number 5. And really this is what I'm going to use to do the filler. There. Just got a little red lips. A pouch, as people call it. So this is the end of this session. I hope that it's been useful. What would be really good is if you can post what you've done during this time, because then I can see whether I'm putting the information across to you in a way that you understand, or if there's bits that when I look at, I think actually we can do more of that, because I think that would help. So let me know in the comments if there is anything specifically that you like me to cover. Let's just have a quick look before we go out. What people saying. Zig Clay. Oh, Caroline, I've never heard that. I've never heard of that clean brush pens. You're going to have to send a link in the main one for everybody to see, because I haven't heard that. That'd be really cool. That'd be really, really cool to find, to have a look at that. And again, if anybody's got anything like that, then stick it in, let's share. And also the other thing that I'd love people to do, if you've got a little video, you've got a little thing, or as in technique that you use, stick out your phone and make a little video of it and post it and share it with everybody. So that'd be lovely. So straightening my fingers, giving them a little, after being here for a little while, just give them a little shake, a little love, give them a little wipe. Let's warm them up. If anything like me, like I was saying to you about my fingers, they're quite cold. And it's not cold in this place, but it is still cold. So thank you so much everybody for this afternoon. I've loved this. As I keep saying, I do love coming together and colouring with everybody. It's just lovely. So I will let you know when the next one is, as I always do, once I have a good look at when we're doing other competitions and things like that. And make sure you do get involved with the competitions. They're there, especially the one that you can get £30 in your credit. Come on, people, you know, get that into your Create and Craft account, especially when they've got their nice deals that you've been having your eye on. Get in there. And remember, I need 5 people, and unfortunately I won't be able to run it because it's not fair, and it will just go on to the next month. And it's every month you can win this, and it doesn't matter if you've won it before. Don't feel that you can't put another one in, because it's randomly done. And you can do and say not for, you know, not for this one. If you feel like, no, I don't want to do that, you can just say I'm just colouring it in. Oh no, Debs, go for it. Do it in blocks. Do it in block colour. It doesn't have to be all shaded like this. Yeah, do it in block colour. I think I showed that last year, end of last year, with the Father Christmas. I did it in block colour. So don't feel that every time when we're doing this you need to think about shading. Do it in block colour. Remember, there's an artist that's what his thing was. I can't remember. I'm sure somebody will remind me down in the comments. And his thing was block colour. So there's nothing wrong with that, Debs. Just go for it in that way. And then as we're going along, you might want to try doing some of them with some shade in that. But don't worry about that. Just do it. Remember, it's randomly done. It's not based on, oh, that person's one's better than the other. No, I pick it out randomly. So go for it. So anyway, enough of my jibber jabbing. And also, it's just been so fantastic talking as well for the chat with everyone. Hopefully, it'll be good one day if we can do a Zoom, even just to have a chat, isn't it? I think I can only do like half an hour, 45 minutes, if I remember rightly. But even for a chat, that'd be great. So let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd like to do. Just a chat and a hot drinks of your choice, and we just have a talk about colouring. The weather doesn't matter. It'd be just lovely for everybody to come together. So anyway, have a great afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much. I think, yeah, definitely, I think Zoom would be good too. So have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to go and have a lie down now with my hot drink. All right, bye bye everybody. Thank you.